Yo, YouTube, have I become one of those MAGA supporters who just doesn't care to hear anything negative about Trumpito? I mean, like, you can't tell me that this man's not kicking ass right now. So when I start hearing this constitutional conflict and this is the makings of a civil war, like I had to examine myself, and my prognosis is this. Just watch your damn mouth when you talk about Trumpito. Yo, and I think that's all he was really suggesting when he was suggesting the judicial impeachment of James Bozeman, the judge who temporarily barred the deportation, the federal deportation of citizens after the Aliens and Enemies Act was enacted. Okay, so let me reiterate what's going on. So the Aliens and Enemies Act allows Trumpito to deport or detain anybody without necessarily having a hearing or judicial review. But this is only supposed to be after Congress has declared a war. But what do you call it when like millions of foreigners storm your border? That's right. It's called an invasion. That's right. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Yo, but why, after he suggested the impeachment, did this little egotistical Liam Nelson stunt double looking Chief John Roberts try to publicly shame Trumpito, talking about, man, I don't, just roll the clip.
Big news out of the Supreme Court. The Chief Justice of the United States of America just issued a rare statement on President Trump's call to impeach the judge in his Alien Enemies Act case. I want to go straight to Paula Reed. Paula, wow, this is a very big deal.
This is a huge deal. Here you have Chief Justice John Roberts appearing to push back on statements President Trump made earlier today, suggesting that a judge, James Boasberg, who of course temporarily blocked deportations by the Trump administration, or at least tried to, should be impeached. And here the Chief Justice writes, "For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose." Now, this is, of course, a very short statement, but it says so much, Dana, because earlier today, in a Truth Social post, President Trump sort of went on a tangent about how angry he was at this judge and saying this judge, like many of the crooked judges I am forced to appear before, should be impeached. And this comes just several days after Boasberg tried to temporarily block some deportations by the Trump administration, and the Trump administration did not abide by his order to turn around 2 planes that had already taken off. And in a pretty heated hearing yesterday, the Justice Department insisted that they did not need to abide by the judge's oral order from the bench, something the judge
Listen to you, man.
And then even when the judge had issued a written order, they still did not comply. And in court yesterday, they were arguing that the reason they did not need to comply with that written order is because they said that President Trump has a broad executive authority when it comes to foreign affairs. And the reason that this whole case is significant, Dana, is because this is not just another test of Trump's expansive use of executive power. It is also a test of the extent to which he and his lawyers believe he can be checked by the courts. So here, Judge Bo.
Yo, matter of fact, did you know that Judge Roberts was the judge that handed Trump the victory, the Trump versus the United States case, which basically made him immune to any criminal charges while he's president. So, but really, ever since then, he's been sneak dissing, saying when people ask him, saying he's not an Obama judge or a Trump judge. You're an Obama judge. You know what I'm saying? Because there's nothing wrong with saying you're a Trump judge if you are a Trump judge. Let's get this money. You know what I'm saying? Make America great again. But since you don't want to say that, you know what I'm saying? It's clear what type of judge you are. You know?
Boasberg getting some support from really the most senior justice in the land.
Yeah, your eyes are going wide, David Chalian.
It's astonishing, and I don't want to diminish the importance of the specific case that
But this
Paul
is about that.
It is, obviously, but it's so much bigger than that, too.
Yeah.
This is, I just want to step back here, because there are so many people, I think, that said in the last couple days of, well, are we in a constitutional crisis or not? And are they really defying an order? Or let's parse whether it was a written order or a verbal order. It's too early. It's too soon to get worked up about this or concerned about this. And John Roberts, who does not choose to jump into the political fray at all if he doesn't have to, says, no, it's not too soon. I am the guy that sits atop one of the three co-equal branches as designed by the Constitution. And it's not too soon for me to say, back off, Mr. President. You should not be talking about impeaching a district judge, a district level judge, because you don't like the ruling. That's not the way the last 2 centuries have worked. And so I think, he doesn't get involved very often. The fact that he's chosen to step in here, you see he's responding to what Trump put in that Truth Social this morning.
Right, which I'll get to in a
but
second.
But also just the aggressiveness
fool?
to push back on Trump this way, choosing to speak and speaking the way he did in this statement. We should all take note of this moment.
Okay, I'm not sure if
It's like, no, you about to see what's going to happen. Y'all keep on
rapping. I'm just
rapping.
going to read it one more time, and it being John Roberts' statement, which we just got a few moments ago. For more than 2 centuries, it has been established that the impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose. Okay, now let me catch up our viewers.
Yeah. Okay, so as always, this entire deportation ordeal is completely, totally distasteful. But Trump found that Trinidad Aragua is literally an invasion, a predatory incursion against the territories of the United States, and based on that, allowing these criminals are literally undocumented Venezuelans are terrorists. So now it's an act of war. You doesn't necessarily have to, and once they're a terror, he designated them as a terrorist group and they're in here by the million, man. But so as of today, undocumented Venezuelans who have committed a crime and anybody that's around them when they're being captured by ICE that's undocumented, as of right now, they're going to get deported. And check it, I love Venezuelans, no joke. I love Venezuelan women, and every single dude that I met from Venezuela is cool. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing, when people talk tough about Trumpito, it ruffles my feathers, yo. It just ruffles my feathers. I don't want to hear that talk. You know what I'm saying? Just like they said, despite the court order, Trumpito still deported 250 people that day. Even after the Judge James Boasberg, had requested that any planes that had taken off need to turn around and come back. But like they said in court, only the president makes decisions outside of America. He doesn't have to ask Congress for any suggestions when it's outside of America, and the flights were already outside of the U.S. territory. Um, I guess they're scheduled for another hearing to decide whether or not any of those notices or orders were violated by the president. But at the end of the day, they keep saying that it's a war, and I can tell it is a war. It's a war. It's a war going on inside of Congress. But America, we are united behind Trumpito. I mean, if you're not, tell me who you with in the comments. My name is Marcus Russell. This is the Marcus Russell Show. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Till next time. Peace.